Was good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building, and I'm coming at y'all with another video today. So as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, I'm gonna be bringing y'all my number 5 best build to make going into NBA 2K23 if we get the same exact builder system or something similar to it. Now before that, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Go ahead and turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family. And let's go ahead and reach 50 likes on today's video. Now as you all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, I'm going to be bringing y'all my Greek Freak GIANNIS build that I'm going to be making going into NBA 2K23. Now if we see something very similar to the builder system that we have on current gen going into 2K23, this is how I would go about making that build. So we're going to make it out of the power forward position, height 6'10", 225 for the weight, and a 7'7" wingspan. Now the body shape that you want to go with is going to be built, but before we get into anything else, I just want to go ahead and say thank you, God, for this opportunity and another day. Happy Friday to those of y'all out there. Right now, go ahead and comment down below. Which build are you looking to make or NBA player in NBA 2K23? Now, let's go ahead and get started with the finishing. What I'm going to go ahead and do is raise my driving layup to an 81. Then when it comes down to the driving dunk, I'm going to go ahead and max this out at an 82. Now, for the standing dunk, this is going to be pretty overpowered. I'm going to go with the 99 right here. That's going to bring us up to a total of 25 badges. Now, if you want to, you can really go ahead and upgrade that close shot as well. Adjust the height to get more of a driving dunk. But as long as we have a maxed out standing dunk, we're going to be able to still maintain the big man contact dunks. Now, if you want to make any adjustments towards this build, go ahead and do it after we create it together. But let's go ahead and move on to the shooting. So for my liking on the mid-range, I'm going to go with at least a 70. Now for the shooting on the three-pointer, I'm going to go ahead and max this out to a 77. Right there, we get a total of 18 badges. And then for the free throw, I'm going to go ahead and bring this up to where I'm able to play in any game mode. Right here, I'm going to be able to get 18 shooting badges. And honestly, the tiers that we're able to unlock are pretty solid all around, especially if you're considering taking this build in every game mode as well. Now, let's go ahead and get into the playmaking. There's different ways that you can go about each making of these builds. But if you want to be the most balanced, I'm going to go ahead and say the way that I'm bringing it to y'all is definitely going to be the best. Now, for the pass accuracy, I'm going to go with the 79. Max out that ball handle. Same exact thing for the speed with ball. And right here, we get another total of 18 badges. Now, I'm hoping for 2K23 that some of these numbers for the playmaking will change. Also, for the shooting, I feel like when it comes down to the height and wingspan, these are going to play the biggest factor in what we can do out of the playmaking itself. But the rest of the attributes will be left over for the defensive area. Now, let's go ahead and get started. For the interior defense, I'm going to go with an 80. If you want to, you can definitely max this out. Now, for the perimeter defense, I'm going to go ahead and put this to a 73. As for the steal, this is pretty solid as well, as long as you go with the 68. That's going to be perfect, especially once you equip boost as well. Now, for the block, I would go with 99 or at least a 96 to 97. If you want to get the most out of this area, I would definitely go with the 99. Now take into consideration the takeovers that we get as well. I just want to be able to get rim protector on Hall of Fame. Now for the defensive rebound, I'm going to go with an 82 and a 52 for the offensive. Now for the physicals, what I'm going to go ahead and do is make sure that my stamina is at least going to be a 90. Now for the vertical, this is pretty optional. I'm going to go with an 80. Go ahead and make sure that for the strength, you're going to go ahead and max this out to a 67. Now for the acceleration, I'm going to max this out as well. And then for the speed, you definitely want to go ahead and put the rest of the attributes into this area. Now if you wanted to, you can definitely go ahead and change some of this build up. For example, I'm going to go ahead and drop down some of my free throw in order to get more on my speed. But if you wanted to take it even further than that, you can make some adjustments towards this defensive area. Now for the perimeter defense, if you want to, go with the 70, and then right here, we're going to be able to throw more attributes into our speed, at least go with a 70. If you feel comfortable with what's going on right here, I promise you everything will still work out with this build, but for my liking, I would go with the max speed of a 71, lower the defense a little bit, and consider even adding extra badges throughout the year. And remember, I also did say adding boosts, and one of those boosts does include the Gym Rat badge. Now, if you want to, for this build, I would have to say probably the best GIANNIS and slasher build that you can make, especially going into the new year. I feel like slashers are going to be super overpowered, but for the takeovers, this is going to play the biggest factor in what we're going to be able to do, especially with adding boost onto this build as well. Now, once it comes down to the takeovers, we got the slashing, sharpshooting, playmaking, and then finally, we're also going to be able to get the rim protecting. So however you go about the making of this build, if they keep the boost system the same when it comes down to the takeovers in 2K23, you'll be able to get 2 different takeovers with a +10 put towards 2 different areas of your build. Now, for my liking to be more like GIANNIS, I'm going to go with slashing takeover first. The second one, to be more overpowered on the offensive area, I would go with limitless range. And as y'all can see, we have created a 2-way facilitator build. Now, a few things that we need to consider on this build itself. Remember, if you buy your own boost, that's going to give you a +4 put towards every area of the build. Then if you run with teammates that do have on-floor general and defensive leader, that's going to give us another +4, which in total is a +8. Now, with those takeovers activated, you'll be able to get a +18 out of 2 different areas of this build. Now, however you want to consider it, I'm telling y'all, I went with the slashing and the shooting. So as far as for my 3-pointer, this is definitely going to go into the 90s. Now, I did not necessarily need to pick the finishing takeover. If I did go with the playmaking, our ball handle would allow us to speed boost as well as break ankles. But from here, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the finishing badges. So for my liking, we have a total of 25, and the most important ones that I feel like to start out with will be fast twitch as well as limitless takeoff. Now from here, I'm also going to go with posterizer, huge W, because we're also going to be able to throw on rise up, and all of these badges are mainly going to be on Hall of Fame. Now for the final badge, I'm going to go with fearless finisher on bronze, also gold slithery finisher. Now let's go ahead and get into the shooting. Now, as always, when it comes to this area of the build, I'm always going to go ahead and put on the main badges that's going to boost my shooting percentage. So for my liking, I'm going to go with gold sniper, silver hot zone hunter, as well as deadeye on silver. Now we have 8 more remaining badges, so however you want to go about it, make sure it's all based to your own liking and preference. Now, green machine on bronze or silver will make a huge difference. As for the final 5, if you want to go with 1 single badge, that's perfectly okay. I'm going to go with silver corner specialist, bronze blinders, as well as volume shooter. Now from here, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the playmaking. This is actually pretty solid as well. We get another 18 badges, but remember, if you're using this build on 2K22, you get an extra 9, so you can put this into the shooting as well as the playmaking, or even the defensive area. Now the badges that I'm going to go with is going to be silver handles for days, bronze quick first step, as well as silver tight handles. Now for the final 11, one badge that I'm going to consider would be at least bronze or silver triple threat juke, but honestly, bullet passer is going to be more important. The main thing that I'm happy about is that in 2K23, this is only going to be tied into the pass accuracy, so we're going to be able to save on badges out of this area. But I'm going to go with silver unpluckable, gold glue hands, as well as triple threat juke like I said earlier. Then for the final badge, I'm going to go with bullet passer. Now from here, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the defensive area. And remember also, pick badges that are going to be based off your own playstyle and preference. Now, to start out, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I go with silver rebound chaser, Hall of Fame rim protector, as well as even interceptor, or you can go with chase down artist. Now from here, we have 10 more badges. So I'm going to go with intimidator to end it off. Then for the final one, I do want to go ahead and throw on pogo stick. So I'm going to go with taking down chase down artist 1 tier, Hall of Fame pogo stick, and then bronze tireless defender. Now this is pretty much what the build is going to be looking like going into 2K23 for my GIANNIS Greek Freak build. We get a total of 24 defensive badges, 18 for the playmaking, then we get 18 shooting, along with a total of 25 finishing. Now if you made it to the end of the video, thank you for your support. Be sure to go ahead and comment down right now. Where did y'all tune in from? Whether that be a different city, state, or even country. But man, with all that being said, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Go ahead and turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. Now let's reach 50 likes on today's video. And with all that being said, God bless y'all. Thank you, God. And I got one last thing to say. Rich out.